Good morning, everyone. It's Wallace from SchoolRubric here, and we are here today with Nick DeForest and Matt Fleming, who are the co-hosts of the GlobetrottinADs International Sports Schools podcast. Nick is the Assistant Director of the Events Office at the American International School of Vienna, Austria, and Matt is the Athletic Director of the American International School of Budapest, Hungary. Together, they have nearly 40 years of experience living and working in international schools. Guys, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you.
Great to be here. Thanks for inviting us, Wallace.
So Nick, let's dive right into it. I read your article on Tie Online about the first podcast and how you recorded that at the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association conference prior to COVID. What kind of traction is the podcast getting now, several months later?
Right. Well, it's just been great. It's been steadily growing. Our community isn't a huge community, but we're spread all around the world. So we've had at least one listen in over 100 countries, and just constantly getting emails and feedback and really enjoying what we're putting out there. So it's been great.
That's great. And, having been in the world of international education myself, the world of an athletic director is somewhat nuanced. It can be quite unique. What do you see as some of the advantages and challenges specific to working in athletics and activities in an international school?
Yeah, so I think it depends a lot on your school situation and where you are in the world and what the opportunities are for your program, depending if you're a larger school or a smaller school. I can think back to my original experience when I was an AD starting out. I came to a school that had no sport program, had no PE department head, which I was able to do both those things with limited experience, but it created opportunities for growth in the school, to put kids in a situation where they could be a part of the school athletics program, play a sport they may never played before, and get an opportunity to represent the school. So I think it gives kids an opportunity to do those things, and the travel opportunities are amazing when they get the chance to. If you're a part of an association that's spread out and they're hosting tournaments, it gives kids a chance and coaches a chance to go to new places they might not ever go to and have cultural experiences which are quite unique. So again, I think it depends on what your location, what your program can do, and the places you can go.
Right. Sounds like a really amazing opportunity. And I know folks can learn more by tuning into your podcast and checking out your website. And speaking of website, I know you guys started a website as a result of the podcast and trying to share some of your knowledge and experience at GlobetrottinADs.com. Can you talk a little bit about what the website's about, why you started the website, and what kind of resources visitors can find there?
Right. Well, yeah, we wanted a place to go, and podcasts you listen to on different platforms all over, and we wanted some kind of home that we can put info. And we started it before the conference, but obviously it has a conference homepage now that we're into some conferences, and in a resource section. And resource section is a collection of links that people in our community have found helpful. But we also have a resource database, and we welcome anybody to be a part of it. All sorts of different handbooks and contracts and any kind of example of anything that may be useful. People are sending to me, and I'm putting them in a Google Drive. And obviously it's free for anything, for everybody. But yeah, just to keep the sharing going.
Yeah, it's great. And I know the two of you are really big on professional development and are starting to make some great contributions to the space. As you go through that process, what are some big themes and some trends that you're identifying and you're seeing, not only in terms of athletic administration, but also international education in general?
Yeah, it's quite expansive, I would say. If you had a chance to look at our schedule from the last two online conferences, there's quite a few topics folks are interested in, which is great because we have a community we're growing of ADs and activity coordinators throughout the world that are able to contribute to these topics. But you're seeing lots of things from leadership and motivation, working with coaches, dealing with people, approaching situations you might have with parents, with coaches, with program stakeholders. So it's quite an expansive topic range, I'd say we're able to touch on, which is always growing, always changing, and always interesting.
So we know that you've hosted a summer conference series already at the beginning of the month, and you have another one coming up on July 22nd. That's really exciting. We're really interested in learning more about the event, who will be there, and how folks can sign up if they're interested.
Great. Well, yeah, thanks for asking, because we really do think it's for everybody. You know, you don't have to be an athletic director, and it's free. So you just have to go to globetrottinads.com and put your email in on the summer conference series side. And you'll see people like Peter Welch, who's the director of AIS Bucharest. He's going to talk about working across cultures. We have sports psychologist Greg Dale from Duke University, and even the iconic Rudy Rudiger from Rudy fame. So there's something for everybody, and there's even sessions run by people like me that are just sharing best practices and sharing together. Matt?
Sure. Yeah, in addition to that, there'll be a couple of roundtables. They're fairly open in terms of the itinerary or the agenda for those work meetups. So people just share ideas and talk about what's happening at their schools. And these ones will be region specific. So depending on where people are coming from, they can talk about topics specific to their area in the world: Africa, Europe, South America, to Asia. So be on the lookout for those as well when the schedule's posted.
Guys, it sounds really amazing and really great. Sounds like you have some really great sessions and a good variety of learning activities and ways for folks to interact. So again, thank you for putting this together. We're really excited to participate and see you there. Again, Nick DeForest and Matt Fleming, co-hosts of the GlobetrottinADs International Schools Sports Podcast. Guys, thank you again so much for being here.
All right. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thanks again.